This is Muscle Central and I'm Michael Diamond. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Share, subscribe, turn on your notifications, and leave a comment. Okay, Rubiel Mosquera officially out of the UK show coming up. In the year since he's turned pro, he's committed to 7 shows. He's pulled out of 5 of them. He's only done 2 shows. 2 of those shows were the Arnold, Ohio and the Arnold, UK. Those are invitational shows, and to be a brand new pro and to be invited to an Arnold, you should feel very privileged. It might be a long while before they send an invite to him again. One of the shows you pulled out of was a New York Pro, the head judge of the IFBB. Doesn't look very good at all. Now you say you will be competing in the Prague Pro. That's you turn pro at the amateur show in Prague, and then the following day you competed in the Prague Pro, and that's where you're going to return to. You happen to be sponsored by the promoters of that show also. I compared you in the past to Victor Richards. It might be worse than Victor Richards. Victor Richards wasn't going around constantly saying, I'm going to do this show, and I'm going to do that show, and I'm going to do this show, and I'm going to do that show. He was like, well, I'm going to wait till I feel that I'm ready to do a show. Head case, yes, but a little different. He's not committing. He's not saying he's doing particular shows. Rubiel is committing. Whether he'll eventually do this Prague show, I don't know. Even though he's sponsored by the promoters, who knows with this guy? He really is a head case. He kind of reminds me of a boxer going back, I believe it was the late 70s, definitely in the early 80s, Wilfred Benitez. He was always referred to as a man-child, a full-grown man, but upstairs he's still very childlike. I think the clinical term they use is arrested development. I mean, he makes me think on those terms. He definitely doesn't have the mentality, the mindset to be a professional bodybuilder. He's displayed it. He has the genetics. And there's no denying that genetically he's really gifted. We've heard people that have stood right next to him say some pretty highly complimentary things about him. I remember hearing Dexter Jackson talk about him. We saw him last year up close backstage at a show. I'm not sure what, it was probably in Prague, it was probably the Prague show. And Dexter was really pretty amazed by him. He said he threw him in the same conversation with Ronnie Coleman. He wasn't calling him another Ronnie Coleman, but he threw him in the same conversation. And coming from someone like Dexter Jackson, that's a freaking pretty good compliment. He's not that, is the word gracious, when giving compliments like that. They don't come too easy from him. he has all these freaking genetics. I'm not saying that he would be Mr. Olympia if he had a different mindset, different approach. But if he did with those genetics, he can definitely be a threat in any show he competes in. Where am I going with this? 7 shows, 5 shows he bailed out, committed to another show coming up in Prague. Oh, let me add in to this also. I was just watching a video, him and his coach, trainer, whatever. And it was translated because he's speaking in, I believe, Spanish or Portuguese. Whatever it is, you see the closed captions there. It's being translated. And he's making, the same way we heard these excuses come in from Rubiel before, he's throwing out the same freaking excuses. One, he's saying visa issues. The other, he's talking about the flying from one place to another, traveling to different locations. Then it was translated as climate change. He's referring about the different climates when you go from one part of the world to the next. Yeah, the climates are a little different. And he's citing all these things as excuses why he's pulling out of these shows. If you're holding your breath to see something great from this guy, you better stop holding your breath. Okay, you can agree or disagree with anything I've said. Either way, let me know in the comments section. This is Michael Diamond. I'd like to thank you for watching Muscle Central.